3 fatal accidents claim 4 lives on Sunday. Venezuela refuses to go to the ICJ over border controversy case. In the region, COVID-19 cases in Latin America exceed 2 million. And internationally, North Korea promises retaliatory punishment for the South. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. I am George Gonzalez. Thank you for joining us. Over the weekend, Venezuela's Foreign Affairs Ministry tweeted copies of an official communique stating that the nation will not participate in the hearing of the border controversy case before the International Court of Justice and has invited Guyana to renew negotiations under the Geneva Agreement. Venezuela has argued that the ICJ does not have the jurisdiction to hear the case. Venezuela lays claim to all of Guyana's territory west of the Essequibo River. Guyana moved the matter to the ICJ in 2018 after UN-mediated talks proved futile. Nevertheless, the hearings began June 30th. The prime suspect
plunged into the Berbice River on Wednesday last. Police have yet to release his name. After being brought into custody, he told investigators that Schumann was 2 months pregnant and accused her of having an affair. He also claims to have seen her dancing with his 48-year-old uncle at a party they had recently left. It was during the ride home that the boyfriend attacked Schumann, who he claimed jumped overboard to escape the beating. The uncle was also arrested. Her body was found the following day in the river near Develt village. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. According to Guysuco's 2020 first crop at the Albion, Blairmont, and Iflut estates has now concluded after an extension by several weeks. However, even after this extension, sugar production reached only 37,013 tons, bringing it 9,462 tons short of the target of 46,475 tons of sugar produced. Recently, a letter penned by the CEO of the beleaguered state-run corporation requested an immediate government bailout if it is going to remain solvent. Last week, the president approved funds to assist Guysuco. Nevertheless, the union expressed concern as the underproduction does not bode well for the industry, even in light of the anticipated funds. Stick around. Coming up after the break, fatal accidents over the weekend claim 4 lives.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized gear, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. At Smart Minds, register for full-time or evening classes, daily practice pass exam papers for proficiency at the grade 2, 4, and 6 assessment, and CXE exam preparedness, or join our Beccaphonics reading and writing program. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
Hurry down to Zasco on 15 North Road between Camp and Wellington Streets. Quality products at low cost for every room in your home. 65 and 55 inches high-stand 4K smart TVs. Samsung French door fridges. Black & Decker appliances, queen and king size Canadian-made mattresses. German-made pressure pots in 5 to 9 liters. 12-piece pot sets, knife sets, cutlery sets and pans, commercial fans. Samsung smart stoves. Canadian-made 3-piece recliner sofa sets. Air fryers and Hamilton Beach hot and cold water dispenser.
Oh gosh, what's this? Me son can't read or spell. Stop! 0 out of 20. Is what I gonna do here?
Hi guys, my name is Ms. Kudusik and I'm the senior teacher at the Literature After School program. Due to the spread of the coronavirus and the need for social distancing, we have moved our in-class learning activities to online via Skype. On the online site, we will be focusing on spelling, phonics, reading, and the National Grade 6 assessments. For more information, you can inbox us or call us.
Contact us on 675-4379. I can call them now. Hidden treasures, discovering gems in young minds.
Welcome back. In this report, Vivacus tells us that 3 separate accidents on Sunday killed 4 persons, including a police officer.
Police are investigating 3 fatal accidents that took place on Sunday. At around 13:35 hours, a car driven by 25-year-old Police Sergeant Lekan Passad collided with several parked vehicles at Balwan K. Walls Auto Sales on the Land of Plenty Public Road, Essequibo Coast. The sergeant, who hails from Columbia Village, Essequibo Coast, was said to have been speeding at the time. He was pronounced dead on arrival at the Saudi Public Hospital. Around 16:30 hours at Ledestin Public Road, Essequibo, a motor car driven by a 22-year-old crashed into 2 motorcycles, causing the death of both riders, 22-year-old Nigel Jones and 23-year-old S. Scott. The driver is in police custody. And around 19 hours on the Edmore Public Road, East Coast, Damarara, a hit-and-run accident claimed the life of 1 male and left another in the hospital. The dead man was discovered motionless and the other in a semi-conscious condition. Debris of a vehicle was found at the scene. For Headline News Update, Bibi Backus.
Thanks, Bibi. Regarding last night's accident on the Enmore Public Road, the Guyana Police Force is seeking the public's assistance in identifying the victims as well as any information regarding the driver. Police are investigating the murder of Rakesh of Maikoni, East Coast Demerara, which occurred on Sunday at Turtle Creek Landing, Mazaruni River, allegedly by a male who goes by the alias Niggy. According to reports, Rakesh was killed while attempting to intervene during a domestic dispute. The suspect fatally stabbed him multiple times about his body and neck with a knife. The body was transported to the Bartica Regional Hospital for a post-mortem examination. Also in Mazaruni, the body of a 70-year-old man was found on Sunday morning in front of a shop at Corral Creek, Lower Mazaruni. Dead is Lester Williams of Corral, Lower Mazaruni. A resident in the area discovered his body. According to reports, he was last seen in the previous evening in an intoxicated state. He was taken to the Bartica Regional Hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Don't go away. After the break, we have your regional and international news.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized care, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. At Smart Minds, register for full-time or evening classes, daily practice pass exam papers for proficiency at the grade 2, 4, and 6 assessment, and CXE exam preparedness, or join our Becca Phonics reading and writing program. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
Hurry down to Zasco on 15 North Road between Camp and Wellington Streets. Quality products at low cost for every room in your home. 65 and 55 inches high-stand 4K smart TVs. Samsung French door fridges. Black & Decker appliances, queen and king size Canadian-made mattresses. German-made pressure pots in 5 to 9 liters. 12-piece pot sets, knife sets, cutlery sets and pans, commercial fans. Samsung smart stoves. Canadian-made 3-piece recliner sofa sets. Air fryers and Hamilton Beach hot and cold water dispenser.
Oh gosh, what's this? Me son can't read or spell. Stop! 0 out of 20. Is what I gonna do here?
Ms. Purdy Singh, and I'm the Senior Teacher at the Literature After School program. Due to the spread of the coronavirus and the need for social distancing, we have moved our in-class learning activities to online via Skype. On the online side, we will be focusing on spelling, phonics, reading, and the National Grade 6 assessments. For more information, you can inbox us or call us.
Contact us on 675-4379.
I can call them now.
Hidden treasures, discovering gems in young minds.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley says the borders of the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago will remain closed as long as health requirements related to the novel coronavirus remain in place. Speaking during a media conference in Tobago, the Prime Minister said while some Caribbean countries have started to reopen their borders, his administration is determined to take a cautious approach, saying, quote, "We want to keep our borders where it is because the pandemic is raging. The closure of the borders is not meant to penalize anybody. It's not meant to lock us in here and make us prisoners. It's meant to keep the virus out, and the virus travels by way of people. It is normal common sense." End quote. As it relates to travel exemptions, the Prime Minister added that priority will be given to those citizens who left temporarily to work abroad or to receive medical treatment. More than 2 million people across Latin America and the Caribbean are reported to have been infected with the coronavirus. Al Jazeera's Daniel Schweimler reports.
As dawn broke over the Bolivian capital, La Paz, indigenous worshippers welcomed the Aymara New Year and asked the sun god Altati Inti to destroy the COVID-19 virus.
With this ceremony to our sun god and with the rising of the rays of the sun, we've destroyed the coronavirus. At the same time, we've asked for health for all of the people of La Paz and for the whole world.
Bolivia has reported more than 23,000 infections and 740 deaths. It suffered a corruption scandal in the health ministry, while the health system is at breaking point. Some patients dying in the street because hospitals were full.
My father died last Tuesday at dawn in my house. We kept the body inside the house for 2 days, and now my sister has the same symptoms.
The government in Bolivia, one of the poorest countries in the region, says it's doing all it can. It's a message repeated across the continent. But for these indigenous people from Colombia's Embera Catillo community, it's not enough.
Until now, we've persisted during the pandemic. No one from the Colombian government has provided anything to us, even after the last 6 protests. There's no guarantee for us. People here aren't going back. We're not moving from here.
They're camping in the capital, Bogotá, after being evicted from their land. Lockdown restrictions mean they've nowhere to sell their wares. They're surviving on handouts. Meanwhile, there were demonstrations in Brazil, home to more than half the 2 million Latin Americans infected with the virus. Some criticised President Jair Bolsonaro's handling of the crisis, while others supported him. A reflection of the debate raging across the region, while the number of deaths and of those infected by the COVID-19 virus continue to rise. Daniel Schweimler, Al Jazeera.
And internationally, Seoul has urged North Korea to abandon plans to send anti-South Korean leaflets across their shared border. North Korea says it has 12 million propaganda leaflets printed and 3,000 balloons ready to carry them south across the border. It follows a week of worsening relations after a propaganda campaign by a group of North Korean defectors. Al Jazeera's Rob McBride has that story.
North Korea says it has 12 million propaganda leaflets printed and 3,000 balloons ready to carry them south across the border. Depicting South Korean President Moon Jae-in, Pyongyang says they represent the wrath and anger of the North Korean people.
We do not have any intention to reconsider or change our plan at a time when North-South relations have already broken down.
Last week, North Korea demolished a joint liaison office on its side of the demilitarized zone, in the surest sign yet of relations unraveling. The office was opened after a successful summit in 2018, which also agreed to stop provocative propaganda moves by either side. North Korea has accused the South of breaking that agreement by allowing defectors whom it calls human scum to float propaganda balloons into North Korean territory. Despite having freedom of speech guaranteed in the South, the government here has tried to curtail these provocative acts. One defector group that had threatened to float bottles filled with rice and propaganda messages into North Korean waters has been prevented from doing so, with this appeal from the South.
The South Korean government has already announced its stance regarding the leaflet campaign. The government is blocking efforts to send anti-North Korea leaflets and commodities. We urge North Korea to stop their plan to distribute anti-South Korea propaganda leaflets. That will only worsen inter-Korean relations.
But another defector group says it will launch a batch of propaganda balloons to mark the 70th anniversary of the start of the Korean War later this week, threatening to increase tensions even further. Rob McBride, Al Jazeera, Seoul.
That's all for today's regional and international news. Here is your 3-day weather forecast. That's all for this edition of the Headline News Update. Tune in Wednesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Also, visit our website at headlinenewsguyana.com for all the news we couldn't fit in the newscast. Until then, take care.